Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus. This is Matt's disembodied voice, and today we're going to be continuing on this little guy here. Just like I said in the last video, we're going to start inking him. Alright. So, great thing about this this program is the little inking pen tool right here. I use it in pretty much everything that I do. I use it for the initial sketch. I use it for the outlines. And thankfully, with the tablet itself, it has really nifty pressure sensitivity, just like I showed you right there. So, like I was talking about in the last video itself, I do want your input on what to put into this thing. This here is more so that we can just start doing stuff, really. And unfortunately, because of the microphone situation that I'm currently in, I can't really play any music, which I normally do, because the microphone that I currently have is attached to my headset. And the last time I actually had to do some ADR, which is additional dialogue reading for the last video, because when I initially uploaded it, YouTube was basically saying, no, you can't do that. There's too many copywritten songs inside your video. So there's copyright claims against it, this, that, and the other thing. So I had to take it down and basically redub it. So I was basically listening to myself, and it sounded weird, because I was listening to myself and I was essentially repeating everything that I was saying throughout the video. I cut it up a little bit so that it would flow a little bit better, because I sort of sped through the entire video itself. And I do apologize for me saying a lot. I know that now that bringing attention to it is probably the worst thing, but I figured we would have a decent dialogue here on this one. I'm catching myself, and it's distracting myself. My wife brought it up to me. There we go again. When I was, my wife brought it up to me when we were watching the video the other night, because I really like having her input on the different games. If I don't hear back from friends or family or anything like that on what we're doing in the videos, so she's sort of first point of reference. So definitely listen to her on all of the things that I'm doing. By the way, if you want to have a drinking game as to the amount of times that I say or feel free. I'm not advocating drinking at all. I just enjoy doing drinking games. I'm still trying to get around the whole talking to what's effectively thin air, while trying to picture, everyone that could potentially be watching these videos, either the Let's Plays or these sort of sketch. We'll call them sketch plays. How about that? I'll put that into into a playlist as sketch plays. Why not? That's effectively what they are. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning here for myself. So, a little tired, but early bird gets the worm and all that junk. My profs always told me that I had a very comic book-like style, so I've tried to expand on that over the years. Which again, the inking tool over here is invaluable in this. Again, I'm using Sketchbook Pro 7. I did have Sketchbook Pro 6 before this, and with the addition of the inking tool itself, the inking pen, it's become even more of an invaluable program for myself. I do own Photoshop, I do own Illustrator, all that kind of stuff, but I prefer to use that more towards coloring the projects that I'm in, not so much sketching them. Like Sketchbook is in my opinion at least, the best for just doing sketches, for inking. Obviously, having a Cintiq tablet really helps out naturally, because it's like drawing on a piece of paper, So, and obviously, I will probably be cutting certain parts of this if I go silent, or if there's a lot of really zoomed in detail work that I want to start doing. I don't want to bore anyone with what I'm doing here. Again, it's all input that I want from you guys, from the people that watch these videos. Again, either these ones here, the sketch plays, or the let's plays. Either one. I will take input from it. I will do my best to do it, because this is YouTube, and it's not YouTube without you. So in the last video, I talked about how I really like to have things symmetrical. I do really like having things symmetrical. It's something in both daily life and in the drawings that I try and do. If something seems out of place, or if the feng shui, I guess we could call it, is out of whack, then it throws everything off. It's like routine. Routine in the morning is something huge for myself. If the routine is broken in any way, it just screws up the day. So I try and keep everything very very regimented, very consistent in everything that I do. It's hard to do that sometimes when there are other people in the mix, but obviously that's life, right? And naturally, I do hope to get better as a YouTuber, as an illustrator, as a Let's Player now, all for the sole purpose of entertaining, well, all of you guys. And I found that that YouTube is probably going to be the best solution for myself to get the vision that I have for, let's say, comics, let's say, animation, pretty much anything that I do in my spare time. It's become sort of, from what I've seen other people doing, the outlet to get your ideas and your vision across. Like, just looking at people like Markiplier, like Paris Christou. He does Toonbox Studio. He's the first person that I watched use Sketchbook Pro. And I was just amazed with everything that he was able to do with it, with his cherry pinups, with the coloration in the various works that he was doing, all that kind of stuff. And it was just so fantastic that, you know, he has this vision for his character Cherry to be picked up by like Disney or something like that. And I think that he's become more popular. Just like the character and himself have become more popular than I think he initially realized when he started doing this stuff on YouTube, which again is absolutely fantastic for himself. So I don't think he needs to have his character picked up. I think he can just go ahead and see about maybe an animation firm doing something with his character, which is something that I would love, absolutely love to have done for any one of my characters, any one of my like, I guess it would be fan comics at this point in time, even though they're all original characters and have nothing to do with anything in particular. And with drawing mechs, what my father actually has always taught me is to always add in the little sort of square plating, make it look very similar to how you would see something sort of hodgepodged together. There can be some flashy little bits here and there, but for the really square designs to obviously have, you know, something that looks like it's welded together, something that looks as though it was just sort of thrown together with care, but without enough care to sort of polish it off, you know? I don't know if this is going to become any type of tutorial. I am no professional by any stretch of the words. I try and be professional in what I do, but I do not have that background. I was never picked up by any studio, not for lack of trying, of course, but I just wasn't what they were looking for at the time, and that's just how it goes. A little annoying, of course, but there's no reason to get upset about things that are not under your immediate control. That's why, at least for the arts, you always want to try and get a little bit better. There will always be someone that's, of course, in the view of someone else better than yourself. I can name several people off the top of my head that are leaps and bounds ahead of me, even in my own age bracket, or when I was at Algonquin. They're just so much better than myself, and I wish them the the world for being so talented. I really hope that they've done amazing things with their education, of course. I'm a little stubborn, so it's taken me a lot longer to accomplish certain things than a lot of my peers, but that's just how it goes. Yeah, you can turn the canvas on end either by using the keyboard or it'd be the space bar. I have it tagged to my Wacom Cintiq pen. That looks pretty good for now. I do think that this video has gone on a little longer than I had anticipated. Of course, I'm going to be cutting it down. Hopefully, I'll figure out how to speed it up so that I'm not talking too long. Of course, I'm going to be cutting the dialogue, and we'll finish up here, and then we'll move on to the floaty legs and the hands. Probably in the next video. Let's just turn that off. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Maybe add some little bowls in there. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so thank you everyone so much for watching and listening to me just ramble. I can't thank all the people that actually watch my videos enough. So, in true fashion, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, punch the like button. That's what I do. And I will see all of you in the next video. Have a good one.